warm welcome to Sensational South. I'm Harish Upadhyaya. For the next 30 minutes, we bring you all the major news and newsmakers from across South India. Our top story this week comes from Karnataka. The Congress government in the state has been cornered over the Valmiki Development Corporation scam. The Congress claims that there is an effort to pressurize its members to name Siddaramaiah in the probe. At the same time, the Enforcement Directorate says it has enough evidence and details to show that this money, significant amount of the money, has been used to buy liquor just before the Lok Sabha elections. Will this now end up at the doorsteps of other senior Congress leaders? We'll debate that, but first the story.
ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇರುವಂತ ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನ ಬಳಸಿ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
BJP is protesting inside the house and on the streets. The Congress is threatening to expose the scam by BJP leaders. Finally, the ED is claiming that proceeds of Valmiki ST Development Corporation scam was used to buy significant amount of liquor just before Lok Sabha elections. The alleged scam in Tribal Development Corporation has seen fireworks in Karnataka. The BJP has accused the Congress of using the money for elections in Telangana and sought the resignation of the Chief Minister. The opposition argues that the Finance Department under Chief Minister released the money to the corporation without due diligence. It has also asked the Chief Minister to take moral responsibility and resign.
CBI charge sheet.
Investigation by 3 agencies is not required. This comes under the ambit of Finance Department, so the Chief Minister has to take moral responsibility and resign. This government is accused according to the law, but let's keep the law aside. As someone who has morality should say 187 crores belonging to Dalits has been misappropriated and Dalit life has been lost, and resign.
The Congress has alleged that the Enforcement Directorate was forcing former Minister Nagendra and others to name Siddaramaiah in the scam. The ruling party in fact claims it was an attempt to topple Congress government in the state.
Have a look, they've toppled more than 14-15 governments so far. They have brought in more than 444 MLAs. They have always tried to force people to saying that governments and the Congress party leaders are involved. And this is what they're trying to do in Karnataka as well.
Responding to the debate on the floor of the House, Siddaramaiah and other Congress leaders highlighted the similar scams that have taken place in other development corporations, including Bovi and Tanda Development Corporation.
Karnataka is the only government which got reservation for SC/ST and backward communities in various sectors. Are we anti-Dalit and anti-SC/ST? We don't have to learn anything from the BJP.
With the ED hinting that the misappropriated money was used to buy large amount of liquor just before the elections, there is fear within the Congress that the central agency might end up at the doorsteps of other senior leaders.
To take this debate further, we have Mr. Mohan Vishwa of the BJP, Ms. Bhavya Narasimhamurthy of the Congress, and senior journalist Mr. B.S. Arun joining us. I'll come to you, Ms. Bhavya, first. The statement that the Chief Minister made on the floor of the House, saying that in the complaint, the wife of the deceased hasn't mentioned the minister's name. Do you think that's a good enough defense for the Congress party and the Congress government here?
It was a fact he gave. It was not in defense, but it was a fact that she hasn't mentioned his name in the FIR, correct? And what needs to be acknowledged here is there are similar kinds of scams that have happened in BJP government as well. I'm not talking about whataboutery here, but I'm just saying how committed a government is towards eradicating corruption. That commitment the Congress party has shown. We have set up an SIT. The minister has taken on ethical grounds, he has resigned. 12 people, including the officers of the Nigama and bank employees, have been arrested. And the SIT which was set up, they have almost recovered half of the money that is in question. That is almost 50% of 88 crores has been already recovered. And we are very committed that the person can be of any stature. If they are found corrupt, then they will be brought to justice. The commitments.
Ms. Bhavya, since you're talking about facts, 3 of your ministers have come out and said that some of your members, probably they're hinting at Mr. Nagendra, has been forced to name Mr. Siddaramaiah in the case. So many are wondering, where is this information coming from and how do you back it up?
Like, back it up in the sense you're seeing all the drama created by BJP people protesting and bringing up this force. See, when you are in opposition, you need to make sure that you have a constructive opposition. I know protesting is your right, but protest for something sensible, and they protested for everything. I don't think today's leadership in BJP is strong enough. Everybody knows that. And they just need a reason, and they're making a fool of themselves in front of Karnataka people, because all these protests are not leading to anything. The people are not really supporting the BJP party here, because even before they protest, we are already setting up SIT. We are showing them that it's our commitment to make sure, Valmiki Nigama money, which belongs to the STs of this state, is not misused. If anything found,
Mohan
make
Vishwa,
sure everyone is brought to justice.
The Congress government says that this is a model that the BJP followed in Delhi, and also similarly when they arrested Hemant Soren. They are saying it's the same model being implemented in Karnataka. They're forcing Nagendra and others to name Siddaramaiah in the case.
See, Harish, the problem with Congress is since the inception from past 1 year, the people of Karnataka are listening only 2 words. One is scam, one is hike. These are the only 2 words which they are listening from past 14 to 15 months. Nothing else. Either there is a price hike every day or there is a scam every day. Wherever it may be, whichever department it may be, whoever the minister it may be, whoever the MLA it may be, whenever you start reading a newspaper, when you switch on the TV channel, you can see only these 2 things, scams and price hike, nothing else apart from this. As far as this Valmiki Development Board money is concerned, everyone knows. In fact, yesterday ED has categorically told that the money which belongs to those scheduled tribes, who are very poor, that money has been used to purchase liquor during, Sansad elections. Is it the way Congress protects the money of Dalits? Is it the way they speak? And Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who speaks about constitution by holding constitution book in his hand, is this the way he is taking care of Dalits' money? Come on. Here, as far as the Nagendra's wife is concerned,
you had some of the ministers today. You have some of the ministers who spoken to CNN News 18 saying, why is the ED releasing the details in such a phased manner? They should ideally file a charge sheet if they have found everything in the case.
See, there is a
they seem to be suggesting that ED is out there to tarnish this government's image.
No. See, here, the Congress is always, the Mr. D.K. Shivakumar himself, he is the richest and the wealthiest MLA in entire India, and everybody knows. And he has case in CBI also, he has cases in income tax also, he has cases in ED also. Like that, if you take, there are a lot of leaders who are only from Congress. They have been ruling for this country only to loot. Same thing is happening here in Karnataka also, So by looking that, as far as ED is concerned, there's a process of investigation, process going on. In this case, it's a clear-cut case of Hawala money being involved, because around 7.5 crores to 8 crores of cash is recovered and the money is transferred to jewelry shops and the money is transferred to liquor shop. Why tell me the money will be transferred to liquor shop and jewelry shop? Because a lot of black money will be there in those 2 business regularly, if you remember, That's why this money has been transferred there.
Mr. B.S. Arun, one of the main points that the ED has mentioned in this release that they put out earlier in the week is that a significant amount of liquor has been purchased just before the Lok Sabha election. Do you see a ground now being prepared where this investigation will land up at the doorstep of perhaps some senior Congress leaders and indicating that this money has been used for elections in Telangana?
Well, Harish, it's a bit difficult to say as of now, because the ED will have to establish the money trail from whom it was sent and to whom it reached. So that trail has to be established, and I think that would be known only when the ED informs the court. So as of now, I think it's a bit difficult to even say that the both are connected. So I think we need to wait for that. But Harish, what perplexes me is that the corruption was allowed to happen from a party that claim that it is out to, root out corruption from Karnataka. I will just draw your attention
Yes.
to the speech of the governor, Thawarchand Gehlot, just about a year ago. And he said, while addressing the joint session
Yes.
of the Karnataka legislature, that corruption has become so entrenched in our system that for many reasons it has become almost institutionalized. Eradicating it is a major challenge. I seek your cooperation to meet this challenge and root out corruption. The government will take all necessary administrative and legislative measures in this regard. This actually, the state government is saying this because that the governor speaks what the speech given by the state cabinet. So the state government is saying, Karnataka government a year ago had said that we will root out corruption. And corruption had been institutionalized by the BJP government. But where are we now? Has the institutionalization has continued? Because see, Bhavya said so many actions have been taken. The minister has resigned. That's fine. I think that has to be welcome. But then, how was this allowed to happen by a party which led a campaign of 40% government, CM, pay CM and all that? How was this allowed to happen? These questions need to be answered by the Congress party and the chief minister himself.
Yes. Yes, I'll take it to Bhavya Nasimurthy. Bhavya, 2 points here. As Mr. Arun mentioned, how did that such huge amount of money was released to the corporation and then absolutely no oversight on, no scrutiny on how that has been transferred? One. Second, remember, most of the reserved seats have been won by the Congress, whether we are talking about the last year's assembly election or even the Lok Sabha election. So all the more responsibility for the Congress party to ensure that money that has been given to those communities is used in the right manner. How does the Congress defend this?
Once the SIT, whatever the findings and how many arrests happen and final findings have come out, and when such a huge corrupt practice has happened, first thing we can do, like Sir said, I totally agree, sir. It's been institutionalized. But what matters is here, who is involved. That matters more. My friend Mohan Vishwa was talking about all the corruption that he sees every day, the news he sees every day on TV. I honestly believe he is in a nostalgic condition right now. Because it was in BJP government, let me mention, the PSI scam, 40% commission, pay CM is different. Let me tell you, similar kind of corruptions that happened. Very similar to Valmiki Nigama. I'm not bringing this as whataboutery. I totally agree this should not have happened. And we as a Congress party, we totally are against it. Make sure these people are brought to justice. But I really want to mention, Devra struck terminal scam. MLC Veeraya, there on BJP, he was arrested recently. That was a 27 crore scam, a similar one. He was arrested recently by the SIT. Ambedkar Nigama, 4 crores. It had gone to 10 accounts. Agriculture Market, 47 crores. Handicrafts Board, 22 crores. Pollution Control Board, 10 crores. And these people, no action was taken.
This is an argument that the Congress placed on the floor of the House earlier in the week. One of your MLA stood up, Mr. Narayan Swamy, I reckon, stood up and said there were other corporations, whether it's the Bowie Corporation or the Thanda Development Corporation. He said, as part of the committee that I'm part of, even there, similar corruption has taken place. But the question is, why is the Congress talking about it a good year later after coming to power? Why was there no action at all?
So when this came up, similar things they have dug up. Right, and we have seen that there were similar things. Don't you think it was BJP's job when they were in power to make sure this doesn't happen? At least we are in power, and this happened, and we have taken the right action. Our minister has resigned. 12 people have arrested, and this is the poor people's money. It is ST people of Karnataka. It belongs to them. And it's very important that we recover every pie of it, and those involved here pay for it as well, along with of every penny of this.
Mohan Vishwa, you've seen this reference to, as I mentioned, the Bowie Development Corporation, Thanda Development Corporation, saying similar scams have taken place here during the BJP regime. Now, many are wondering if this is a tit for tat. move by the government, will we see some of these scams also being referred to the SIT and the BJP rule coming under the scanner?
See, Harish, who is stopping Congress from investigating these cases? Let it be anybody from any party. Okay, let them do any investigation. Let them arrest anybody. We are okay with it. We are not stopping. Okay, that's the stand. Stand is very clear. Okay. And as far as 40% is concerned, I would like to remind my friend Bhavya that these people spread a lie during elections regarding 40% and Bitcoin. What happened to those cases? Who has been arrested in 40% commission scandal, either from our party or their party? Where is the money gone? Who has been arrested? What investigation is going on? And what happened to Bitcoin? I still remember Mr. Priyanka Kharge every day used to come and, handouts in his hand. He used to do press conference and he used to shout about Bitcoins. What happened to that? What happened to those scams, those fake allegations which they made against us during elections? So these Congress parties known for spreading lies. Forget about myself. The DCM himself have totally told in one of the TV interview that those allegations are made only for the sake of winning elections. That is what he clearly told. So now, after eating Dalits' money of 187 crores, they are showing finger towards all other scams. Let them investigate. Who's stopping them from doing it? As far as SIT is concerned, one more point I want to make. Okay. Mr. Siddaramaiah is known for forming these kind of team and taking the report in a way he wants. During 2013 to 2018 rules also, what did he do in that Arkavati redo? He also transferred the case from Lokayukta to ACB and he took the clean sheet to himself. Now he's freely roaring around. Same thing is happening here also. He has formed an SIT. SIT was not doing investigation properly. That's why CBI entered, even ED entered. When did Mr. Nagendra got arrested? After we, BJP, being a responsible opposition party which stood for the money for the Dalits and tribals, came out on the road, did the protest against the government. Then Nagendra called for investigation. It's not because of Siddaramaiah's government on their own call for the investigation. Once the ED enters, then only they called. Up to the resignation also. When did he do? When we protested, when we raised our voice for the Dalits, then only he resigned. Till then he was never resigned. And also, what happened to the president of Valmiki Development Board, Mr. Daddal? He's still not resigned. Why?
Unfortunately, out of time on this debate. Thank you, Ms. Bhavya Narasimurthy, Mr. Mohan Vishwa and Mr. B.S. Arun for joining us on this show. Well, that's all in this debate today, but on the other side, we have more news from across South India. Welcome back. Time for a quick roundup of all the other major stories.
Even as the BJP continues to attack the Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah over the Muda scam, the Congress claims that even the BJP and the former CM B.S. Yediyurappa's relative identified as SC Rajesh was also benefited from the Muda 50-50 policy. In fact, the Congress is also claiming that he had produced a fake documents and then obtained 19 alternative sites.
In the major disaster, a landslide in Karnataka's Ankola has resulted in the death of 7 individuals here in Karnataka. The incident is said to have taken place near the national highway at Ankola. Because of the heavy rains, a landslide occurred in that particular region, killing 7 individuals. Meanwhile, the officials are investigating into this matter, and also search operations are underway to recover the bodies. As far as 4 bodies has recovered out of the 7 individuals, and further investigation and search operations are underway. An elderly man in Karnataka was denied entry into the GT Mall in Bengaluru for wearing a dhoti. Following the incident, many pro-Kannada activists and many other activists staged a protest in front of the GT Mall seeking apology and also facilitated the farmer in front of the GT Mall. Following which a case was filed at the Agrahara police station, and based on the complaint, an FIR has been registered against the owner of the mall as well as the security for not letting inside this particular elderly man inside the GT Mall.
Udayanidhi Stalin, son of Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, is likely to be elevated as the Deputy Chief Minister as early as August. That's the word coming in from senior leaders of the DMK who say that Udayanidhi's elevation is likely to happen before Chief Minister M.K. Stalin leaves for the US. Chief Minister is all set to leave for the US on the 22nd of August, and currently the discussions are on to see if Udayanidhi could be elevated as early as August first week. But certainly, many sources we spoke to confirm that the elevation of Udayanidhi Stalin as the Deputy Chief Minister is likely to happen by August 20th. Nam Tamilar Katchi functionary Balasubramanian in Madurai was hacked to death earlier this week by 4 unidentified men. The police sources say that they have arrested all the 4 men who hacked Balasubramanian to death in Madurai while he was out on an early morning walk, and also say that after investigating those who've been arrested, police say that it's a family feud and there was dispute over a property, and therefore the family relatives had hired miscreants to hack Balasubramanian to death. But opposition parties question the lawlessness in the state. Tamil Nadu government's announcement that starting July, the electricity tariff rates would increase by minimum 4 rupees 60 paisa for those who are using about 200 units has not gone down well with the public here in Tamil Nadu. Add to that, opposition parties including the ADMK, the BJP have condemned the Tamil Nadu government's move, saying that it's going to be a burden on the common man. PMK, an ally of the BJP, staged protests lashing out at the state government's move. While the opposition parties say that ever since the DMK came to power, 3 times in the last couple of years they've increased the electricity tariff rates, and this certainly will not help the people of Tamil Nadu.
In the wake of multiple incidents of political violence that have come to light in the state of Andhra Pradesh's former Chief Minister YSRCP Chief Jagan Mohan Reddy has written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeking his intervention over what he calls failing law and order situation in the state. Meanwhile, the TDP has lashed out saying all the incidents in the state are being triggered not because of political violence but due to personal rivalry. This is with respect to the Vinukoda incident. Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy has in fact finally rolled out the farm waiver scheme, waiving off loans for up to 1 lakh for more than 11.5 lakh farmers. The state government has also promised to waive off loans up to 2 lakhs by end of August. While Revant Reddy has lashed out at the BRS for only using the farm waiver scheme as a poll gimmick, the BRS in fact has hit back, questioning the Congress over its 6 guarantees that were supposed to be implemented within 100 days of coming to power.
Amidst the quota row in Karnataka, Kerala Industries Minister P. Rajiv said that the move is not according to constitution and legally it's not possible to give about 100% reservation whether it's in government or private jobs. Meanwhile, he has also invited investors to the state of Kerala, saying that in Kerala there is no need for any quota but only merit and skills. A shocking incident of a police driver running over a petrol pump attendant in Kannur. The incident happened after the driver filled petrol and there was an argument with the petrol pump attendant, allegedly as the driver did not pay the full amount. The attendant tried to stop the vehicle. That's when the driver ran him over and went ahead for a few meters. The driver has been booked under attempt to murder and has been suspended from service. Following the death of a sanitation worker, there have been several protests towards the corporation as well as the railways. Joy, a sanitation worker, was involved in cleaning in the Ameranjan Canal, that part which was coming within the railway premises. LSGD Minister MB Rajesh has said that several notices were given by the corporation to the railways to start this cleaning activities, and they went on to say that if railway continues these measures, they will have to invoke provisions of the Disaster Management Act. Chief Minister has called for a meeting of all stakeholders in this matter.
Well, that's all you could pack in this edition of Sensational South. We'll be back next week with more stories. Thank you for watching.